Questions or comments? Yeah, the survey, just so you could keep it, put it in your folder for yourself, this and that. But I just want to keep on messing with it for a little bit. I'm going to show you something. Go ahead. Okay. Osiaton, you got something you want to say? Okay. Somebody else got a comment or a thought? Lily, what you got? Huh? Everybody say, Lily. Lily. What you got, Lily? You can't get nothing being all shy, which was like this here. You got to come out of there. Oh, I asked you yesterday, and that's what you was looking at me like. Ask me later. I'm Lily. Hey, nobody care nothing about that. You got to snap out of it and address the world on the world's terms. Take that out your mouth, son. Well, just from what I'm sharing with you, you ought to know that I think therapy is a good tool. And to be quite honest with you, in my younger part of life, you couldn't have told me nothing about therapy. I would have got up out your face because I realized you was talking crazy and foolishness. But later, when God rescued me and gave me a new look at my true self, I have come to realize the beauty and the power of research and study where the affairs of the mind and the heart are concerned. And so now I value therapy, and I value the whole notion of talk therapy is psychology. Say psychology. Psychiatry is talk therapy with a medical twist. Psychiatrists can prescribe medicine. I'm not as much into the medicine part yet. I'm getting more into the ancient ways of treatment that are more herbal orientated, that impact the body in different ways, different herbs. Dr. Sebi is somebody who I really respect. And they treat the body using natural products. Even the brain, they provide more oxygen to the brain that give your brain like gasoline. So yes, I believe that therapy is important. And if you feel like you need it and you have the health care, and some people provide it free. We got a few contacts. Avivo, who was hosting the site we tried to get. Avivo does free therapy over there on Chicago Avenue, across the street from the Social Security office. Right. And the chemical health building right there. Avivo is a good organization for that mental health stuff, preliminary mental health. And sometimes we think something's wrong with other people. We can't face it. We got a little issue. If you got a high score right there, right now, you may want to think about it. And here's the entryway. I said this yesterday. I'm gonna say it again today. A small entryway into therapy without any dialogue is massage and chiropractic medicine. The body massaged, the body relaxed, the body at peace. It gives you the ability to think clearly and use more of your brain's capacity to think, learn, and become. You got a strong capacity to think. You're a smart brother, but you actually have been cheating yourself because you haven't allowed it to flourish as far as it could. I could see just in you, in the things you have said to me in these 2 days, I know that you're a smart brother. If you were to give yourself time to explore that, it'll take you somewhere. You were blessed with it. But we can't take our blessing and use it as a curse. I did that. I was blessed and I used it as a curse. I'm still repenting right now. That's why I don't mess around. I don't try to act like I'm, which jigger this, that, and the third, because man, if I could lay it all out for you on the screen, couldn't even hold my face up. I would be so ashamed of my prior behavior. And I think, just as I sit here, it reminds me of the Apostle Paul, whose name first was Saul. And Saul was a persecutor like me. But on the road to a particular place, it says the Spirit knocked Saul off his horse and blinded him. And the voice said, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And the man named Saul said, where are you, Lord? I can't see you. And he gave him a man to go into town and meet. And when he met that man, the man returned his sight to him. I feel like that, Jeff. I feel like a man who had lost his sight, who had been given it back. And what I've been doing ever since is trying to restore your sight. Clifford, can you see? Yeah. My man. Questions, comments, or thinking?
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
When you were speaking about that, right? The teachings that I've been through for the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying, talk about the 3 different stages of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about how you have an emotional mind, a wise mind, and a reasonable mind.
Mm-hmm.
And how you get back to those particular states. So a lot of the stuff that you were talking about was there, like, you talking about emotional mind is when your feelings take over
Mm-hmm.
and how you decide and how you act and your emotions and how intense they are and how hard they are to handle and how you make impulsive decisions.
Right.
Like you were talking about there.
Right. And to your point.
And then that's because emotional mind makes you feel like you need to act immediately on the subject. You need to address it. Someone
Right now.
says something or does something, you automatically jump towards this. The theory of wise mind is referred to as a balance of a state of mind that blends between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to your habits and to your character. So I was just tripping off of it, you know what I'm saying? The reasonable mind is the dialectical opposition of both.
Mm-hmm.
So you're having 3 different conversations in your head at the same time.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So an individual says this, an individual says something to you, and right away you go to snap. You know what I'm saying? That's what he say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the rational mind comes into play and it says, "Oh man, leave that alone. Just back up."
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And then the wise mind steps in and says, "You know what? All praise to God."
Yeah, that's right. Move around a little bit.
Yeah, move around a little bit. Don't say anything because it's in the penitentiary. It was simple.
Go ahead.
You either stood on what you said, or you got punked every single time you did what you did. You don't have to stand tall, but you had to stand up.
Right.
So to basically say something was there. So a lot of us tried to stay in our wise mind position. We tried to stay in that medium as opposed to getting on the opposite side. But that's what Lane Pedersen teaches. Yeah. If you Google this cat, this dude is big.
Yeah.
In the Twin Cities, he's a very wise dude, man.
Okay. Lane Ferguson.
Lane Pedersen.
Pedersen. Of the DBT.
No, he's a doctor of psychology.
Okay.
Because I only brought it because I know you like psychology.
Yeah.
So I was gonna let you pick it.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
The dude, he would come here and he would speak. He's a friend of mine.
Okay. And I'm gonna do just what you said.
What he did, what he wrote. Like this is what he wrote. He said he told me, he said, you were one of the inspirations behind this book. He said I learned a lot from you. He learned a lot from us because he came to the prison and he sat with us.
Yeah.
He would listen to us and he would hear us. And then he put this book together.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called The Stage. It's a DBT skills training book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so then he used the book to train y'all?
To teach us and to train us to.
And you became a student?
A peer specialist.
Peer specialist. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes, I would be interested in exploring that conversation some more. So on the break, give me his information. Yeah. But part of why I'm sharing what I'm sharing with you all is just to kind of help you see, as long as you got time, you have another chance at this thing. It can be better for you. You can win. You can break even. You can get out of the game. I'm the proof. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you all a 5-minute break, 5 minutes, 10 minutes break, and then we'll go from then till 2. At 2, I give you a break from 2 to 2:15, and then we'll have our last session after 2:15. So I'm gonna give you a 10-minute break right now. You move around, go to the bathroom so you can wake up.